Hello, and welcome to another Ask Us Anything Live with me, Kate R. for Intrepid English. Every Friday I go live and I talk about a grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation point to help you and empower you in English. And of course, if you would like to like and subscribe to this video, this would be incredible. And also, please go and check out the Ask Us Anything playlist on YouTube to get the most out of our YouTube channel to help you improve your English. So, we're in the summer now, and so everyone is starting to think of their holidays. And so I wanted to give you a practical list of 15 essential phrasal verbs for traveling in English, with examples to help you use them naturally, because that is the best thing with phrasal verbs. And as I said, please go and check out my YouTube playlist, Ask Us Anything, because I have talked about many phrasal verbs. And phrasal verbs are often the reason, one of the topics that English learners find difficult, because it is, it's not easy. You've got a verb and a preposition, sometimes two prepositions, and it changes the meaning of the verb. So let's get started. So 4 phrasal verbs that are useful before your trip would be to learn set off, that is to begin a journey. So we set off early to avoid traffic. 2, see off, to say goodbye at the airport or at the station. So for example, my mother came to see me off at the airport. Number 3 is to check in. So this can be to register at a hotel or an airport. So we checked in to our hotel around 3 p.m. We weren't allowed to check in beforehand. And then the opposite would be to check out. That's when you leave and pay the bill at the hotel. So don't forget to check that we have to check out by noon. So you have to be ready to leave. Then let's look at 4 phrasal verbs for during the journey. So for example, to get in, so to enter a car or taxi. We got in the taxi and headed to the hotel. You can also say get on and get off. That's to board or leave buses, trains, or planes. So we got on the bus just in time, got off the train at the wrong station. Not good. The next one would be to take off. So that's to talk about when a plane leaves the ground. So it takes off. So the plane took off an hour late. Not good for the start of the holiday. And then the opposite is to touch down. So that is when a plane lands. We touch down safely despite the storm. Next, let's look at 5 phrasal verbs to talk about exploring the destination of your holidays. So for example, we can say to look around. That is to explore or to visit a place. Casually, it's not stressful, it's just relaxed. So we spent the afternoon looking around the old town. Number 10 would be to stop over. That is when you have a short stay somewhere on the journey. So for example, it's often when we're talking about plane journeys, when we say it's a very long journey from Paris to Sydney, we maybe stop over at Singapore. So it's when we stop for a short time on the longer journey. So that's a stopover. Number 11 would be to get away. So everybody now is looking forward to getting away on their holiday. So it's to escape from your daily routine. So to go on holiday. To take in. So that's to absorb or appreciate or enjoy a view, a place or experience. So we took in the stunning views on top of the hill. To head for. So that is to go in the direction for. So we're heading for the coast this weekend. The last 2 would be when you're for the returning part of your holiday. So to get back, that would mean to return from somewhere. What time did you get back from Italy? Or to come back, it's very similar to get back, and it's often when we're talking about that emotional or personal side of that return. So I can't wait to come back to this beautiful island. You're leaving and you're thinking, oh, I love this island so much. I can't wait to come back here again. So I hope that those 15 phrasal verbs helped. I would definitely check out the transcript to make sure that you can write them correctly. See my examples and then think of your own examples that you will use this summer talking about your holidays, because the more you use phrasal verbs, the more they become instinctive and natural for you to use, just like they are for native speakers. So I hope that helps, and be sure to check out my next video next week when I'll be talking about emergency English, on what language to know to be prepared for any emergency while traveling. And of course, on phrasal verbs, please do check out our phrasal verbs for traveling English course on our academy. I'm going to put the link in the comments below, because this month we're focusing on English on our course. We have refreshed it, the course for traveling, English for traveling, what you need to know to travel in English. So I hope that's helped, and have a wonderful weekend and see you next week. Bye for now.